G'day everyone, Michael Taylor at 64 Motorsport. Walk into any auto parts store and go to the oil section or the coolant section and you'll find an array of additives which you can use while you're doing your oil change or your coolant flush. They'll fix an array of problems from cleaning out the sludge when you're doing an oil change or cleaning out all that scale and calcium buildup when you're doing a coolant change. Also, if your engine's blown a bit of smoke, there's an additive to fix that. If you've got a coolant leak, there's an additive to fix that. But are they really worth spending a few extra dollars on when you're doing some maintenance on your E46? And what are the long-term implications of using them? In this episode of 2 Minute Thursday, I'm going to give my personal opinion on using engine additives on your E46. We're going to take a look at the good, the bad, and the ugly. Run timer. Timer. 2 minutes on the clock. I think it's important to note that in this video, this is strictly my personal opinion. I've conducted no scientific tests on any of these additives. This is all based on my experience and my personal opinion in terms of what's good and bad for your engine. Now that we've got that out of the way, let's start with what I think are perhaps the good ones. If you're in the habit of letting your oil change roll out a little bit longer than it should, so instead of 10,000 Ks you might go to 15,000 Ks and things like that, then there's some additives you can use before doing an oil change which will help to remove some of that sludge and extra build-up in your oil galleries and around the seals and things like that, which are going to ensure that your engine's just that little bit cleaner before you put your fresh oil in. That's what I'd class as a good additive. For your coolant system, there are additives that you can put in to help clean out some of that calcium and scale build-up that you'll get in your water galleries to ensure that your new coolant has a nice free-flowing path to flow through to help cool your engine. Once again, what I class as a good additive. You've got to be kidding me. That can't be 2 minutes already. What? Bad ones. Engine's blowing a bit of smoke. There's additives you can put in to stop your engine from blowing a bit of smoke. I'm not really sure how they work. I think they help the seals swell up a bit and things like that around your valves. And given that doing an engine refresh is time consuming and expensive, it means your car's going to be off the road perhaps for a week or maybe longer. Delaying that sort of major maintenance, yeah, there's a place for those. But what about the ugly ones? The problem with some of the additives is that they make out like they can resolve what is a major problem with your engine and save you from having to spend hundreds of dollars to fix a problem. The issue I have with those is that sometimes the additive can cause more problems than the original fix. I don't believe they're intended as a long-term fix, more as a get you out of trouble until you can address the problem. If you're inclined to use the additive to save yourself a bit of time and effort, then you're actually making more of a problem for yourself down the line. Or, worst case, a problem for somebody else further down the line. So to demonstrate this, let's go have a look at my 2004 E53 X5 and I can probably illustrate this a little better for you. Walking past. Oh, for those of you who are interested, keep an eye out for my next video. As you can see, I've got the engine on the crane, so there's an exciting video coming out. If you haven't subscribed as yet, please subscribe so you can get an update what I'm doing on my supercharged E46 325 Ci. This here is the expansion tank on my E53. And I'm just going to try and do this one-handed while I'm holding the camera. Geez, that's tight. Hold on. Let me put this down a bit. Weird camera angle. I know. Here we go. Now let's see what happens when we do this. Geez, that's tight. Ooh, bit of a hiss. Oh, look at that. It's not quite what you're expecting. Isn't that meant to be green / blue coolant in there? I don't even know if I can get that back on. That is a mess. I'm going to have to fix that. So that's an example of what happens when long term you run additives in your engine or cooling system to fix what was potentially a minor leak. Somebody, that wasn't me by the way, that somebody who owned the vehicle prior to me has had a coolant leak, and rather than identifying exactly what the coolant leak was, they've opted for the $20 fix, and now that's a major problem. A supposed $20 fix is now probably going to cost me around $300, maybe $400. So if you're thinking about using an engine additive to resolve a mechanical issue with your E46, I would suggest you think twice. That's my personal experience with using additives on your BMW or any other car for that matter. Think twice about using an additive to fix a problem rather than to assist with maintenance. As you can see, that simple fix has created a huge problem. But as I say, this is just my personal opinion. It's all just based on my experience and what I've found while working on my cars. As always, I've gone way over time on my 2-Minute Thursdays. I really am going to have to think about changing the name. The point of the videos is to keep them short, sharp and simple. If you've got any comments, please leave a comment below. If you want to see more content on my E53 X5 or my E46 325 Ci or my Yamaha R6, consider subscribing and ringing the bell so you get a notification every time I upload a new video. Also, if you enjoyed the video, smash that like button because it really helps out my channel if you do. But until we meet again, look after yourselves, stay safe and TTFN.